Good evening and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on today. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. So, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things, okay? That definitely helps the video. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App, okay? I was up late just you know, doing some just looking at some stuff as it relates to the Young Dolls case. And I've been watching Devin Burns extremely close, right? I know a lot of people don't pay a whole lot of attention to Devin Burns. Why, I don't know, because I think he is a major component in this case. I think what a lot of people forget, it's not that they don't know, they just forget that Devin Burns has been there from the beginning. Devin Burns, CEO Teezy, and Straight Drop were all very close. It seems to me that Devin Burns and CEO Teezy were the closest. And I think of CEO Teezy now that Straight Drop is not there. I think of Devin Burns. They were basically two of the same, right? That's one of the. I was looking at Devin Burns. Um, I was looking at his bond. His bond is 100,000, right? Which means that he would only need to come up with 10 G's to get out. Now, I don't know if he has any holes or anything. I don't think he does. Um, but hey, with the people that they were around, um, hey, $10,000 would be nothing for him to come up with, right? Devin Burns is in jail for something else, right? He's in jail for um another shooting. But of course, we know last year he and CEO TZ at the same time were persons of interest in the Young Dolls case. They wanted to question them, right? The same time they was looking to question CEO TZ, they wanted to question Devin Burns. And of course, we know that they were persons of interest because their name had came up. As I was saying before, I think that, they have done a darn good job of keeping all of the witnesses safe. And then, hey, hell, I feel like a lot of the witnesses are in plain sight, right? We just don't know it at this point, right? Because I don't even know who the witnesses are and don't want to know. But I'm sure some of them. I'm almost positive that we're looking at every day, right? But Devin Burns, I feel like is safer in jail because just thinking about what happened to CEO TZ and um, in my opinion, I feel like CEO TZ was taken out by people that he trusted, right? I felt like they were the only ones that knew where he was, the only ones that could have gotten closer to him. And it still stands out to me that he could be shot that night and sit somewhere behind a church for all the way until 1 o'clock the next day in a car, in a neighborhood that he frequented, you know, on a continuous basis. When he was in Memphis, right? So I found it, I found that really weird. But I think a lot of people forget that he and Devin Burns are two of the same, and that the police did had a interest, and more than likely still have a interest in Devin Burns, right? Which is probably why he's in jail. Even though he's in jail on other charges, right? They got him, in an area, got him where he's safe, okay? And they got him where they want him to be. Although he has other charges. So, hey, I think it's going to be interesting as it relates to that, I don't think it would be safe for Devin Burns to get out at this point. If he ever gets out again, okay, and I'm sure he will at some point. All while this Young Doss case is going on, in my opinion, I just don't think it would be good for him to get out. Okay, I don't think it would be, because I think because he and CEO Teezy are two of the same. Okay, meaning they knew the same things. They affiliated with the same people. He was right in the midst of that. Um, people who don't want to be implicated in this young Doss murder, I think would look at him as a threat and immediately take him out. Okay, that's my opinion. And so that's the reason why I say, even though Devin Burns is in jail for some for on other charges that are not related to the Young Doss case, let's not forget that he was wanted for and brought in for questioning, or wanted. He was a person of interest, and let's not forget how he flipped out in court. Now he flipped out in court. Anybody like that talking any day, okay, in my opinion. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that would be a beautiful thing. But he immediately started flipping out. Remember, he showed out in that court talking about they trying to kill me. I mean, I don't know what he was scared of, but he was in there for something else. Okay. And he started flipping out, and I think it was because he didn't know what all they had on him, what all they knew, and it started to freak him out, right? Especially as it relates to the Young Dolph situation. Treyon Ingram is another one. They have really, really um been quiet. Now, somebody else might, but I even went and tried to Google like Treyon Ingram on Facebook, and I didn't see anything come up of him, not even old pictures. I was able to find a couple pictures of his mugshot and one of him playing football on Google. But it's amazing to me how quiet they have been with Treyon. I think that's gonna be our ace in the hole. Treyon was out there deep, and I hate that because Treyon was a star football player. Could have easily went to the NFL. Could have done great things, and I hate that he decided the street life kept pulling him in, and he's gotten himself into something that he cannot get out of, right? Because he's going to face charges for what happened to Miss Anita now. I'm sure Treyon does not want to spend the rest of his life in jail. It just seems like things are starting to be scrubbed. And hey, they say he in Mississippi somewhere, but Treyon still, even though he's in Mississippi, he still has court dates as it relates to you know, going back and forth to court. Nobody ever knows when his court dates and stuff are. And the way that it works is if you're in a jail and you have a court date at another facility, that jail has to take you to that court date. That's how it works. You know, the Mississippi jail would have to take him to Covington. Now, I hadn't checked to see if he's in the Mississippi jail. That's what they say. I guess I need to verify that because people on here say in and everything and it don't even be true 95% of the time. Okay. So I guess I would need to check that out because he might be still down there in Covington. But one thing we do know is that he had court dates, and nobody ever knows when they have them. They don't post them. It's not something that's visible. They don't want people to know when Treyon Ingram is being transported, which is good. Which is good, and I'm sure they have their reasons for that. Okay, you know, we do know that Treyon Ingram was in the midst of um, a lot of these young men. He used the same car that was to take out Miss Anita that was used in the murder of young Dolph. Okay, so I think Treyon Ingram is definitely a major component, and we don't get to hear anything about him. And I'm sure we don't get to hear anything. When I think of Treyon Ingram, I kind of think of Shondell Barnett. And we think about Shondell Barnett has warrants in the computer. He's charged with the exact same thing that Straight dropping them a charge with, and they ain't looking for him. He still got the warrants. A trial is getting ready. They get ready to go to one of them. Get ready to go to trial next year, and child, they ain't think about no Shondell Barnett. Okay, and you would think that he would be in jail since he has warrants out for his arrest for the same thing that Straight dropping Cornelius has warrants. I mean, that same thing they're in jail for, right? So they've just they've been really quiet on that. So when I kind of, it seems to me that, and this is just my opinion, that the way that Shondell is being handled, even though uh Treyon is in jail, and he's in jail because he's been charged with the Miss Anita's murder. um he's still being handled differently than the rest of them. Like I said, they've been very quiet. You know, a lot of people say, "Well, he had got to serve out his time in Mississippi." Well, not well. Yeah, he got to serve out his time in Mississippi, but he still got court. Okay, his case, his case, you know, in Covington is, he still has court dates, and I just, you know, we never know when they are. They're very quiet as it relates to Treyon, because we don't really even know if he's down in Mississippi. As a matter of fact, he probably ain't. You know, but like I said, the same way that they're handling Treyon is the same way that you know is similar with Shondell Barnett. Now, I know people may think that, well, you know, they dropping the ball. It don't. I don't think they're dropping the ball. I think they're doing their thing, and we don't necessarily know because we're not privy to all of the information. These people been doing investigations, a lot of them, for many many years. They already they do what is necessary to get the results that are necessary, right? So, like I said, Treyon and Devin are two that people don't talk a whole lot about, but I think are two that are major components in the Young Dogs case. And I've always felt like Treyon would be the ace in the hole. Okay. I've always felt like that. I don't think Treyon is gonna want to go Trey. And then the reason I look at, because I was looking at Treyon's before. I can't find it. Maybe somebody else can find it, his Facebook, before they deleted it, it looks like. And Treyon had a lot going on. He had people that was investing in him as it relates to school and stuff. We don't even know who Treyon's attorneys are. Okay. We don't even know who his attorneys are. Everything is being kept extremely quiet as it relates to Treyon. And that's the reason why I say I just think he's more than likely going to be the ace in the hole. Um, because yeah, that's what I think. But if you, like I said, if you look at Treyon's pictures from the past and things of that nature, Treyon was one of the ones that had a lot going on, which means he had some relatives that was investing in him. Okay, and so I don't think Treyon is gonna. He could have had a definitely had a bright future. I don't think that Treyon is going to want to do life. Okay, and um, yeah, it seems like that he's everything is being crafted, particularly um, what's the word that I'm looking for? Finely crafted as it relates to the circumstances surrounding him, because nobody can get in any information. Now, I'm sure some people hear this, they're gonna go try to dig up some fake information. Ain't nobody getting no information on Treyon. Okay, it's hard to get information on him. But he is having court dates, and nobody, the news media, the main media's, don't even know when those court dates are going on. So, like I said, I think it's interesting. People say he's in the Mississippi jail. You know what? I don't even really, because they've been so quiet about Treyon. I don't. I'm not even really interested on in what jail he's in. Okay, because if they're keeping everything quiet as it relates to him, I'm sure that it's being kept quiet for a reason, and I'm not, interested in sabotaging cases. I sincerely want justice for young Dolph. Okay, by any means necessary. But yeah, I like I said, I believe that Treyon is gonna be the ace in the hole, and believe it or not, Devin too. Devin too, with the way Devin was hollering and screaming and almost to pass out when he was in court. We know he don't want to do a whole lot of time, right? We know he don't. Um, and so I think those two are two to watch. But I think that Devin is safer in jail. I think he's safer in jail because people need to understand Devin and CEO Teezy was two of the same. Meaning, whenever CEO Teezy knew, Devin Burns knew because they were all in the midst of that together. Okay. So, this is interesting. I know a lot of people, I did a video the other day and I was asking people, do they think that young Dolph is getting justice? And a lot of people, some people said they don't think so. Some, were unsure, and some said that they do. I'm one of the ones. I have to be honest. I do believe that he is getting justice. I do. I believe he's getting justice, and I believe that they've done a great job so far. Because his people have been arrested and everything is continuously moving along, and you don't have the and get the type of evidence that they have. Okay, over 200,000 pages. It's more than that now. Okay, and nothing is being done. Okay. Now, I know folks was people is trending about Mia J singing that song. I'll do a video. I'll do a separate video on that. Okay, because I have my own thoughts about that. But yeah, I think Devin Burns is safer in jail because he and Teezy are two of the same, meaning they are the same. Okay, the same threat that Teezy was to certain people, I think Devin Burns is too. Okay. The only the hey, it's probably that, the business was more so done with Teezy, but they're still two of the same because everything Teezy knew, I believe Devin Burns knows too. And I do believe that Treyon Ingram is going to be our ace in the hole. I do. That's just my opinion on it, okay? But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. I'll talk with you guys later.